everyone, it's Drew Oakland. Today I have a very exciting video for you. I will be shopping for a new horse. So what I'm looking for today is something on the younger side with lots of potential to go higher levels. I want a calm demeanor and a steady but short education behind them. I would consider an older horse, but I'm hoping for something with less miles on it. So without further ado, let's get into trying some horses. The first stop is Marley's farm, just a short drive from the Silverglade Equestrian Center. Here, I will be trying the 16-hand, 7-year-old Birdie. Birdie is a hunter jumper with a pretty impressive record. I started by tacking him up and walking him over to the arena, and he was a gent during both. Once I got on, I warmed him up with a little flat work that I really liked. Once we got to jumping though, I started to see some issues. He was dodgy to the first two fences and took them both down. Once we started to clear them, I felt like we could move on to something slightly bigger. He seemed more confident over the larger jumps, but they were mostly 50-50. When I took him to a simple line, he gave me a refusal on the second one. It was probably no fault of his own. I don't think I was giving him the confidence he wanted, but Birdie just wasn't the horse for me, and I just wasn't the rider for him. The next stop was the gorgeous Golden Leaf Stables. Here I met the 16.3 hand, 14-year-old Orion. Orion had a pretty extensive eventing record. He completed up to the 3-star level, so he definitely had lots of experience. Once I got him tacked up and hopped on, we warmed up with some flat work that was just stunning. This horse had some incredible gaits on him. Our warm-up fences were great, and I was regaining some confidence I had lost on Birdie. Our whole ride was picture perfect. Pretty much every jump was a textbook success. The only problem with Orion was his age and mileage. If I had been looking for a horse that could immediately go out and compete upper level eventing, I would have bought him then and there. But unfortunately, I was looking for a younger and a more inexperienced ride, and he was the opposite. The next place I visited was the renowned Jorvik Stables. I really trust these trainers to produce incredible horses. But today we're having a look at the 17-hand Warmblood Bullet. This horse was a real gentleman when I was tacking him up, and he was pretty great walking him down to the arena. Considering he's only 5 years old, he had some really, really nice ground manners, and was super respectful. He was really great in just the walk and some trot transitions. He was very listening and alert. He was great over some trot pulls we did. He had no problem. He was really aware of where his feet were. Over the first couple fences we did, which we didn't do a lot, he was really great. I mean, he was very willing to do the fences. Even if there were a couple hiccups here and there, he was really excited to work. Over the bounces, he got a little wiggly, but I mean, it was a lot of bounces, and that takes a lot of muscle. So I think that's pretty impressive for a horse's age. Through the canter work, he was also really great. I mean, he was a very schooled horse. Like, it was very obvious he had done plenty of this in his life. Anyway, I really liked him because of how well behaved and what a good foundation he had. The last place I visited on this horse adventure was Moorland Stables. This place is really reliable to just produce some really nice, easygoing horses. So the horse I tried out today was a 15-2 Connemara cross named Peter, which I think is kind of cute. His show name is actually Party Anthem, which I think is also kind of adorable. This guy looked a lot bigger in his videos and photos, which, look, the listing did say 15.2 hands, but for whatever reason, his videos just made him look a lot taller and a lot bigger. But I mean, riding him, I can confirm he did feel a lot bigger than he was. He took really big, sure-footed strides, and his jumps were really, he was really over-jumping him, and I was just feeling pretty good on him. Even though I knew he was only 15.2 hands, it felt like we could jump anything in the whole entire world. This guy was about 12 years old, I think, but I liked him. He was just a bit shorter than I was looking for, and maybe a bit older. I have a lot of thinking to do. I mean, I rode a lot of really good horses today. And I think the majority of them were really great. I just now need to figure out which ones I liked the best. I finally come to a decision, and the decision I've made was Bullet. I just loved his producing and the trainers who had been riding him and how young he was. I mean, he had such a great education for how young of a horse he was. I think he's going to really turn into something great, and I would love to be there for that. So here I am at Jorvik Stables, picking him up. I walked out into the pasture, put his halter on, gave him some rubs, and put his wraps on. Getting him into the trailer was fairly easy. He had no complaints. He had obviously been taken around the block, which is always a good sign to show he has schooling in different areas. When I got him home, he was alert and curious, but also very well behaved. He was definitely listening to my cues and how I was walking, and he didn't seem too stressed because I didn't seem stressed. Getting him into his stall, I was a little worried how he might acclimate, so I put him next to Solo, who I know isn't too interested in other horses, so she wouldn't cause a ruckus. And he went straight to his hay net, so I'm sure he will acclimate just fine. I'm really excited for all the shows and different sorts of things I have coming up for him, schooling experiences that he might be able to do under our roof. It's going to be a great year. I'm excited. Thank you for watching. Bye!